Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we launch our very own campaign, #Inspireability Talks. Inspiration has a ripple effect. My purpose and effort is to inspire the students and to bring out the best in them. By virtue of understanding and providing a platform to share their testimonies and experiences during their time at Pathway School, Gurgaon. The students are empowered to inspire, impact, and positively influence their peers. May I now present the Season 1 Inspireability Talks, celebrating creative leaders, inspired lives. Our opener for Season 1 is Abhay Singh.
Good evening, everyone. The first day I ever walked into this school, I was asked a really simple question. What do you want to do with your life? What are you passionate about? And for a second, my mind went blank. I finally answered saying, I have no idea. I've thought about answers to that question for so long, and I think I finally found the answer. Should I follow my passion? What is my passion? There are two answers that you can take in your life regarding passion. Feel free to listen and choose either. I'm going to start off with the first path, which is the one I've discovered in my life, and one that doesn't support the new common wisdom about following your passion. This famous saying that everyone's told me, do what you love. But I've learned that sometimes that quote can be wrong. If I chose what I love, I would have probably sat at home playing with Legos my entire life. Because when you choose what you love, you already close yourself out to so many possibilities. You lose out on the things you have the potential to love, but you don't quite love yet, simply because you haven't tried them out yet. If I had stuck to what I would love, I would have never dabbled into programming. I would have never worked at a software development company during the summer, and I would definitely never, ever have applied for computer science at Cornell University. And sometimes, doing what you love as a job gets boring pretty quickly. I remember when I was 6 years old, someone paid me $2 to make a Lego Eiffel Tower for them. And what happened to me when I started getting paid to do the thing I loved? I hated it. It restricted my creative freedoms, and that was the beauty of playing with Legos. And just like that, it instantly became boring. So I proposed an alternative to the do what you love saying. And instead, I suggest to learn to love what you do. That's how I've learned to live my life after I've experienced so much change. In 18 short years, I've moved 7 times to 6 different countries. And all the change has taught me to adapt and learn to love what you do. But there's also another path. One that's also equally good, one that's equally correct. Because there's no best path. You know what? Some people say, you know what? I want to be a singer. I want to be a musician. I want to be an actor, a comedian, even a professional magician. It might be a long shot, and it might not be the safer option, but it's fine. Just go for it. Live your life. Don't worry about making that practical decision. Don't worry about making a fortune. Just if you put and wholeheartedly pursue your passion, you'll always find a way to make it work. I promise you this. And that's my plan after I finish college. The plan isn't to work at a company for my entire life. The plan is to take that leap, give up the comforts of a safe job, and start my own business. Because I know that's what I want to do. But whatever you choose, whichever path, make sure you stick to it. So many times in life, the reason people don't make any progress towards anything is because they don't stick to a path, nor do they take action. And that's the biggest danger. The biggest danger we face in life is not wrong action, but inaction. It's better to take wrong actions than to not take action at all. Because at least then you'll have a story to tell. You'll have learned something. You will have experienced something. You will have lived. And that's what matters at the end of the day. Even if you don't necessarily succeed or get what you want. So stick to a path and work towards it every day. Live happy, knowing that you made your own choices in life. All you need to do now is know where your path is and follow it. Know what your goal is and achieve it. Know what you want and take it. Know what you want and take it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely inspiring. Everything in life is a choice. Choose wisely. And Abhay, you never fail to amaze me.
Thank you so much, sir.
May I invite Tushar Mehrotra of MYP 5 to take the stage.
A very pleasant evening to all of you. I would not like to think that you're an audience and I'm a speaker. What I would like to think of right now is that I'm one of the many great minds present here, speaking up. I'm an ordinary student of grade 10. I play the guitar, I cook, and having played golf and representing the state of California, I'm on my way to playing nationally for India. As a kid, I aspired to be the CEO of Apple and a professional golfer. Because why not, right? Having lived in 4 countries and experiencing various cultures as a part of growing up taught me how unsustainable the whole plan was, and not to mention completely unrealistic. Fast forwarding to the day that revolutionized my perspective towards orthodox learning, my first day at Pathway School, Gurgaon, 5th of October, 2015, where you can learn more than what's taught through books and rather expose yourself to different scenarios, urging you to step out of your comfort zone. Let's look at something qualitatively. In the scorching heat of June, motivation to learn walks you to school. There are no fans, but the willingness to be someone cools you down. There isn't access to clean water, but the thought of making the most from what you have keeps you content. Now, I would just like to go back and tell you this is no hypothetical situation. This is the average life of any government school student. Walking into my government school, in June of last year, I just went to the school for about 5 minutes, and I was sweating. Lacking basic necessities such as fans, coming from a school where no AC for 5 minutes cracks us all up, I really wanted to give back with whatever little I could, to fuel the passion of these underprivileged children. That's when I embarked on the journey, which I call Foundation for Future. Till date, I've set up a library with 300 reading books and 600 notebooks. Thank you. Water facilities, as well as fans in the classroom. Yet one thing I'm most proud of, and one thing that's really important that I share with my students, is our time. The motivation of these kids to learn, as well as learn English as a language, reminds me my motivation for golf. And that is not what only makes an informal connect and empathy among me and my students, but also helps me to do more and give them opportunity so that they can exceed and maximize their potential. One of the greatest moments of accomplishment, which really impacted me and gave qualitative impact to my journey, was walking into the school and experiencing a kid greeting me in fluent English, implying the English skills that we had worked on last time. People say actions speak louder than words. This just goes to show how much a perspective of one person can differ and can be manipulated. All it takes is a little effort and uniqueness to impact the cognitive side. I am not confined, I rule the mind. The one phrase that not only describes me, but my journey through all events in my life. This phrase has a very deep meaning, and in my point of view, is one aspect one needs to master. I mean, to think of it, ruling your mind and minds of others, can really help you achieve so much more impactfully. We make excuses to accept failure and to stop struggling. Don't live your life in fears of others' perception. And most importantly, do what you love. To end, I'd just like to say, make the rest of your life the best of your life. Thank you.
Bravo. Well done, Tushar. And I take it empathy is an essential ingredient. And I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I invite Akshat Dhawan, DP2.
Good evening, everyone. Well, my journey's been an emotional roller coaster, and it still continues to be so today. Well, 3-4 years ago, I was full of confidence. I was born and brought up in Dubai, and I decided to move to India. And while many people decide to move, they move because of their parents' jobs and things like that, right? Guess what I decided to move for? The answer is in my hand. I mean, a 14-year-old full of confidence, moving alone from Dubai. Crazy, right? And that's exactly the response I got from everyone who talked to me. People used to go up to my dad and be like, "Are you crazy? You're sending your son to Delhi just to play cricket?" I mean, no one believed in me, right? Everyone thought that it's impossible because nearly every second person in this country knows how to deal with this and knows how to hit a six, right? Well, that wasn't enough to stop me. That was definitely not enough to stop what I wanted in life. And my dad told me one simple thing: follow your dreams. Even though I may be 14 and immature, I know it was the right decision. So I came here. It was hard. I missed home. I missed my family. I missed what it felt like to be with them all the time. But I knew I came here for a reason, and I stuck to that reason. And that was to play cricket. Well, time moved on. Things got better, and I was filled with confidence. It came down to my first trial, which is the district trial. And I mean, 2,000 people, right? I'm good enough for that. Bring it on. But no, I had 6 balls to play. I had a pull shot, a cover drive, a few blocks, and I was excited. I was excited that my name would come in the newspaper in the top 44. I couldn't wait. Even my friends were optimistic. They were like, "You played so well." But guess what? My name wasn't there. And I was heartbroken. I mean, it's quite a volatile age. What do I feel? I mean, I was extremely sad. I mean, there'd be nights where I wouldn't get any sleep. There would be nights where I would call my dad and be like, "Please take me home." I mean, most of my friends came up to me and told me as well, "Dude, concentrate on your studies now. You're good at that. You can do something in life." It felt like everybody gave up hope in me. But no, there I was, once again, to come out strong. I came here for a reason, and I wasn't going to leave this place without achieving what I wanted to achieve. And that's when came the trials for the Haryana Hurricanes, the Under-19 tournament, with 16 teams all over India. I mean, 8,000 people this time. I had to do something different, right? Not only did I get into the squad of 15, not only was I the captain of the team, but I was able to hit a six in the stadium with my friends and family. Sorry, it's sideways.
Second one in a couple.
I mean, amazing, right? And guess where this was? In Dubai. I mean, it was meant to be, right? And that's something that taught me something amazing in life. Failures is what makes up success. I mean, these days, everybody has dreams. Everybody wants to do something with their life. But we tend to do something and we're like, that didn't work out. It's not for me. No, That's not how life works. If you love something, you got to go for it. You got to give it your best. The moment you give up, there goes you. Well, it's been a crazy emotional roller coaster, and it still will be with me today. Thank you.
Passionate and very balanced outlook. Way to go, Akshit. Very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
May I now invite our next speaker for the Inspireability talk, none other than Sukriti Nath, MYP5.
Good evening, everybody. At every step in our life, we make decisions. Be it as small as choosing the perfect outfit, or as big as deciding to relocate to another country, or 17 in some cases. Riding the same boat, I too made a few rampant and rather drastic decisions 2 years ago. Not only did I change my school, even though I was on the verge of being the middle school head girl, I also changed to a curriculum unknown to me. Leaving behind a school where I had already developed an almost perfect reputation and an image admired as a pianist, debater, and academic achiever, I knew that my true capabilities would only be harnessed at a place that could show me the correct path. What better than pathways? With the laptop in hand and almost no books to hold, I joined grade 8 with no insight into what the future bears. And ever since then, it has been nothing less than an exhilarating roller coaster ride, which I've eventually grown to like to aboard. Soon the alphabets A, B, C, and D were no more mere alphabets. They were the criteria that our daily doings were assessed on. The number 7 was no more a mere odd digit on the route to a 10. It became the 10 on 10. Even projects were no more bound to simulated volcanic explosions. They were the doorway for students to be musicians and creators, designers and artists, or as in my case, a published author. A winter after I stepped into PSG, my debutante novel, The Burning Truth, hit the stores. This story reflects certain parts of my... Thank you. This story reflects certain parts of my own life, but also revolves around the cathartic journey of Sana Sharma, a teenager from Gurgaon who has friends to make, teachers to amaze, and mountains to cross. But truth be told, my journey of writing Sana's journey in itself was an amazing one. There were moments of complete darkness when I disagreed with my parents over petty reasons, and there were moments of utmost joy, such as when I held my first copy or when an unknown reader asked for my sign. But if one were to ask me the best moment of my journey till date, it'll be the day I donated rupees 20,000 to Cuddles Foundation and received this beautiful card by a child who I supported, a child who's battling the same battle as that fought by my grandfather, cancer. Now trust me when I say this, 3 minutes are not enough for all that I have to say. But before I take part, I wish to thank my friends and my teachers who were there for me through thick and thin. But most importantly, my parents, who were my guiding light, my driving force, and my pillars of support. Thanks. To conclude, it still seems unreal as I say this, but I don't want to end with the fancy words of some person. I want to end with the words of my own novel. You don't always get what you want or what you deserve. Sometimes you've got to put on your boxing gloves and go ahead and fight for it. So now is your turn to be the best version of yourself, because this is your story. You have to make it worth a read. Thank you.
Splendid. Our perceptions and beliefs about what happens to us create our stories. Excellent achievement, Sukriti. Proud of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
May I now invite our closing speaker, Angad Chawla, DP2.
everyone. I like to consider my life as a story that I could probably share with the entire world one day, a story that I make for myself, a story where I choose to convert opportunities into experiences. I just turned 18 this week, and with the small amount of experiences I've had, I've learned that it is not a mental, physical, or emotional ability which leads us in denying opportunities. It is a choice. In other words, instead of saying, I cannot do it, saying, I chose not to do it, leaves more space for self-introspection. Today, I can say the reason I'm on this stage is because I chose to do it. However, this choice to say yes can be encapsulated as my high school story, my yes theory. My story started at Pathways in 9th grade as I transferred from a Hindi-speaking state school. With my broken English, it was not easy to mingle in and become involved with the community of fluent English speakers. However, it was only in a conversation with my father after I almost failed 9th grade that I realized it is my choice to make use of the opportunities being provided to me. My mindset changed. After this moment, I was never only a high school student. My job was to do so much more. I found solace in interacting with the outdoors. My parents' furniture factory only inspired me to make use of the same tools to make something of utility. I started small. My first project was a small aluminium coat hanger, and I matured with every creation thereafter. Moving onward and upward. As an idea to help solve spine problems for the construction workers on my father's sites, I made my first commercialized product, a bamboo-based replacement to the traditional metal cart. If mass-produced, this design can be sold at 1/6 the price of a traditional metal cart. Moving onward and upward, I continued making. The success of my design and my nighttime food delivery service, Night Owl, led me to being selected as one of the 3 Indians and one of the 70 entrepreneurs across the globe to be selected for the MIT Launch Summer Program at MIT. This is where my team and I created a braille learning device under the guidance of Nobel Prize-winning MIT professors. This is when we launched our startup, Optic Technologies, which uses technology to harness and make better use of the human body. After MIT, I started enjoying the process of commercializing a product more than the process of actually making it. Hence, for my DP design project, I made and commercialized a bamboo substitute to the traditional farm seeder. In order to further learn this process of commercialization, I will be studying business at the NYU Stern School of Business this fall. Alongside this, I believe sports has been a very essential part of my life. I've represented the same level with Akshat Dhawan here with one of my best friends at the IGPL in 2017. Now, that I think of the last few years here at Pathways, I ask myself, what if I had chosen not to take my chances? What if I had succumbed to the comfort of my routines? What if I did not seek the discomfort in attempting to experience something different? These are the kind of questions I wished I asked myself as a middle schooler. Hence, I will ask you the same. What is it that you've been choosing not to do? Is it cleaning your room, doing your homework on time, or to possibly implement this brilliant business idea that you've had in your mind forever? If you believe it is your ability which is stopping you to implement this idea, I would just say, give it a shot. Maybe this is your Mark Zuckerberg moment. Maybe this is your chance to change the world around you. Your bed and phone are, of course, a more comfortable alternative. However, give something different a shot. Seek discomfort. Thank you.
I totally agree with you, Angad, that there is less learning without discomfort. Congratulations and very proud of you. Well done.